Hello and welcome to all my friends from around the world. Wow, we have so many people from around the world today. Well, today's very special training. We have a very special guest. I've known this lady for many years now, and I've saw the growth and I've seen her transformation. I've seen the progression in the business, and I've also seen how she is all over the world training others to fulfill on their dreams and what they want for themselves. So you're in for a special treat. And please, this is going to be a live, we're going to have conversation with this individual who is going to be answering questions. So make sure you have your questions ready, put in the chat group, and we'll select those and we'll get started. So please help me welcome this really super entrepreneur, double diamond director, Miss Yvonne Yan. Yvonne, how are you?
Hello, handsome boss and all the friends around the world.
Well, thank you so much. Well, I feel honored now, man. I'm blushing now, Yvonne. we just saw you. We just saw you at Lead, which was amazing. I've loved the training that you did. And today's topic is really about the false belief that we have, Yvonne, about what's stopping us from taking action. And not only that, but do you really know what this opportunity means? Do you know how large it is? We can always talk about it, but until you really understand what it is, that's when you'll take action, right? So it'll fulfill on what your dreams and aspirations are. Not only that, the blocks that are in the way, we want to clear those so we could be ready to rock and roll all over the world. So thank you so much for being here, Yvonne. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Always for you, boss.
I know. I feel honored now. Wow, you cleared the schedule for me. I know you're very busy. You are all over the place. I mean, I see you on trainings here or there, sometimes in the middle of the night. So I'm glad that you made the time because I know we have a lot of people today, and they do have a lot of questions. So let's get started. So I want to just hear from you the experience you had over the last 10 years of people when they came aboard. What is it that the common thing that blocks them? What is the false belief that they have about not just the industry itself, but more importantly, ourselves, right? That's what really blocks us. What's inside our head that blocks us. So
yeah. Well, that's a very good question, boss. As I look back when I first joined the business, compared to the people who joined maybe last few years or just started right now, I think there's one major difference, and there's no right or wrong. I feel when I first started, at that time I did not even know how to define success or what is called fail. There was no such thing. It was not in our mind. So by having that, saying that, when we don't put so much pressure on ourselves, I think we might be able to deliver it smoothly. Because sometimes when you put so much pressure or a formula that you have to make it, it's not about make it or not make it. And who go define make it or not make it? If you are not diamond, does that mean you didn't make it? I mean, I got people who are happy sapphire making, there's no income claim, but they are happy sapphire making $2,000 USD a month or $5,000 USD a month. And they are not really active in building. They may be lucky or they contribute, they help the team in a different way. Maybe they like to stay behind the scene to support, but they may not be a great speaker. Is it okay? Absolutely. So I think, especially after 2020, after all the situation around the world, I think maybe we want to take one step back. When I first started, I want to use myself as an example. At that time, I did not know much about sapphire, ruby, or diamonds. And I simply just view it as a job. I don't talk about 9-to-5 job. I just feel it is a case. This is a project. I want to get it done. That's simple. So what's in my mind every day is, okay, I need to make how many phone calls? I need to get it done. Work, get it done, work, get it done. And at the end of the day, after you repeat it for a few years, as long as you continuously get involved and refine the way you do things, I got to tell you, my friends, success will come when you are least expected.
True.
So, I don't know if it makes sense to you or not. Sometimes do not draw the line between make it or don't make it. Just get it done. I give you an example. Let's say your friend is going to move.
Mhm.
And they say, boss, tomorrow I'm going to move. I'm going to call you. I said, boss, I'll be very busy running around. Would you please help me to make sure the mover don't break my things? And, I appoint you in charge. Can you help me?
As
And
a
when,
friend, I would say yes.
yeah, and when
Um,
boss agreed to help me, I believe every one of us on the call today would do whatever it takes to agree to the task.
yes.
It's that simple. You don't need to be professionals. You don't need to be a perfect salesperson, but you simply want to fulfill your
Mhm.
friend's request.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's that simple. And we move the same analogy to our business as well.
Mhm.
If you view this as your job, or if it's something that would transform your life, you
Mhm.
just focus on get it done, try your very best to get it done.
Mhm.
That's it. It's that simple.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we overcomplicate the situation. Yeah,
Yeah.
boss.
So true. So what I hear, Yvonne, is that it's not about right or wrong. It's really about determining for ourselves, hey, listen, I'm going to do my job if it's a job, right? 9 to 5. And it's really about what is it that we want. You're really going after what's important to us. And it's perfect when you said the analogy of me helping out. Most people, when you ask them for help, they don't even think, okay, what am I going to wear? Or what am I going to eat for lunch when I get there? Because I know
Do
that
I
Yvonne, yeah,
qualify?
yeah,
Am I good enough?
yes, exactly. Am I strong enough? Am I going to be on time? What are the other people going to think? All those concerns and considerations aren't there because all Yvonne asked was, "Can you help me, so nobody breaks my good stuff, good china, whatever it is, right?" Of course. So it's automatic. It's really automatic. And I think what happens, Yvonne, is that we have these notions in our head about, am I good enough? Can I do this? That's really determining us taking action moving forward. So
Yes.
it's really brilliant. I'm glad that you put it that way. The analogy really helped about helping. So I got, and I also got was that it doesn't matter if you're a diamond, double diamond, sapphire or not, but as long as you're taking consistent action over time. Because Yvonne, when I first started, I didn't understand the compensation plan, different
Mhm.
positions for about 6 months. Because what I was asked was to just bring people and sit them in front of me. This is by my upline sponsor, and I'll do the talking. I said, perfect. That's all I did. So I just and I invited them. So it's kind of like that invitation is very important, right? And that's all I did, invited people. So yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I just want to add on that. I think for those of you, we just started a new year, 2021,
Mm.
it's a perfect time for you to really, I hate to say New Year resolution, it's too
Yeah.
cliche, but this is a perfect timing to really position yourself.
Yeah.
What do you really want to do in this coming years? So I think it doesn't matter if you have been on board for many, many years, my old friends, or you just start this business, it doesn't matter. I think number one is we have to give permission to ourselves.
Mm.
This is not something rocket science. This doesn't require any knowledge or any, prior sales business. No. If
Yeah.
you have a heart, say, you know what, I want to make a change, anyone can come onto this platform. So you need to permit yourself to get involved. That's number one. Number two is just make agreement with yourself. This is a job. Again, I don't talk about job as a 9 to 5 job. I talk about this as a project. You can view this as a small business, as an entrepreneurship, or you view this as a startup. It doesn't matter how you define, but this is a project. When you run a project, you got to take it seriously.
Mm.
Like boss, when you help me to move on that day, I'm sure you will make yourself available from 9 to 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Always
Yes.
be there, always attentive. So
Mm-hmm.
you need to take seriousness.
Mm-hmm.
So ask yourself, okay, this is the deal I'm gonna make with myself. How
Mm-hmm.
many phone call I need to make and how many meetings I need to have. So
Mm-hmm.
you just need to make agreement with yourself, and in the process of doing that, constantly refine your presentation skills, your pitch skills, try to ask good question. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's so simple. I hate to say that with 10 years in the field, I still share the same stuff. It's nothing new.
Yeah. You're not reinventing anything. You're just repeating yourself. And I believe what happens, Yvonne, is that every time we speak, it just gets easier and easier and easier. I think it's a first step that makes it difficult because those concerns and considerations are now it's out of the way because I'm just having a conversation with someone. And I
Yeah.
love how you put it. And by the way, I hope you guys are all taking notes because I have my pen. I'm taking notes if I'm looking down. So it's really about permission, asking, telling ourselves, okay, I permit myself to live a better quality of life, or I permit myself to take action towards what I want. So it's really perfect. And agreement, that's really important. I'm agreeing that I'm going to take this on. So wow, it's really good nuggets for other people to, and myself. That is really about, I'm agreeing to myself. I'm not agreeing to a boss, which I don't have. I'm not agreeing to anyone else, my spouse or kids or anyone. It's just myself. And that I think we mentioned that in the beginning, that that's the toughest person to deal with, right?
Yeah,
Ourselves.
you
So
gotta how they were so joking. They say you need to be able to handle yourself before you try to handle other people. Fix ourselves before we fix others.
yes, that means taking the actions, studying and listening and attending Zoom trainings, attending different expo events that are happening, attending the lead event and rewatching the lead events to find out what did Yvonne say. I want, because the second time around, because you may hear something different, right? So it's really important to be in that conversation. Oh,
Yeah,
wow, great.
I think let's talk about, you talk about learning. Let me add it to it. I think for our business, there is a core learning and there is an ongoing learning. So the core learning is something that anyone can do it. We got so many videos, training. It's that simple. First, learn how to tell your story, how to tell other people's story. This is something we already do it every day anyway.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
to be a B, how to edify, okay, and then how to be an A, how to handle objections, and how to really use your own words to describe the company, the product, the complaint. That's it. That's what I talk about, core knowledge. For those of you who want to earn like a pro, you need to be like a pro. It's that simple. Anyone can be it. You need to respect to your profession. This is our profession. So once you take care of that core skills, by the way, you don't stay at home, just study before you become a pro and go out to build. No, you build and grow, you build and grow. You learn from the field. So you want to learn by doing it. And then there's another set of skill which is ongoing. That's why you want to attend the Zoom meeting, attend the company, the system training, that you constantly elevate yourself, elevate your thinking, elevate your, I don't know, people skills. So that's it. Sometimes I feel so embarrassed to make this kind of money. Again, no income claim. To earn this kind of paycheck, but only need to have such a minimum qualification.
Yeah.
It's the best deal in the world.
Yeah. And most people say, well, yeah, well, that's you. You're this and that. You're successful and you know how to talk and you travel the world and this and you have the money. See, most people don't get that. Everyone starts at a certain place in life. Either you have nothing or no understanding about how this business works. Like you said, it's really perfect because sometimes I know we all have people saying, well, that's the same that's the same thing that they're going to talk about every week, the Zoom. I attend every Zoom because I never know what I'm going to get. Not only that, I'm in the conversation, because if I'm in the conversation, that's what I'm going to be speaking about. Because if I'm not, I'm going to be enrolled in conversations that others are talking about, just empowering conversations for the most part, right? About politics, about the virus, about all these different things. It's really not, I'm not focusing on what I want to be, what my conversations are going to be about. So really, I love what you said, that about why it's so important to be connected to what's happening in the world in this company, and not just company, but listening to what works for people. So perfect.
Yeah. I think Voss, what you just addressed is we refer to attitude. If when you are prepared, if you admit, I'm still learning today. I'm still learning so much from team, not just the leader, from any ordinary, even new member. So I think the attitude is very important. How you position yourself. Do you humble enough to really learn? Because when you are humble enough, there are so much things for you to absorb, including paycheck. So are you part of the events? Are you show up at every single event? So I think, Ross, you added very well. You point out very well, attitude.
Yeah. So attitude. So let's talk a little bit about attitude. What attitude do we arrive at? Because there's certain people say, well, I heard about what this platform is. I heard about Jeunesse before. I did some research online. I found out Wikipedia about this industry itself. So again, to adjust that attitude, can you speak up? Because I know there's a lot of people when they first join or when they hear about it, if I'm opening up a conversation with them, nowadays with the smart thing, everybody Googles, everybody wants to know. They think Wikipedia knows everything, but they don't get that Wikipedia is put up by someone. They're typing what their experience of it is, and they can always, people can go and edit. So it's not really a perfect place to get all this information, right?
Yeah.
Until you speak to someone like you, Yvonne, who's been through the trenches, who's built globally, and now you're building globally in front of your office. So the attitude, I mean, I love what you said about the attitude, because that's what it takes. So let's talk about what people get stopped by. Now, we talked about attitude, right? But in that attitude, we have those disempowering conversations. I want to hear from an expert.
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh, okay. I think it's not about the contents. Is you
Mhm.
heard about, we all heard about, it's not what you say, is how you
How
say
you
it. My goodness, I told my kids the other day too, when they ask something from me, I said, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And it applies to every day of our
Yes,
life.
yes.
So again, everyone is different and everyone is unique. There's no single way of doing the business. There are so many ways of doing business. So for those of you who are very new, you don't know the company very well, you don't have that much belief yet, it's okay. You can share something that you believe. So I give you my perfect my example. When I first started, there's no one do the, when we first start, go back to 10 years ago, there was no PPT, I mean PowerPoint, there was no website, nothing. The only thing that got my attention is when the person told me this is a brand new biotech technology, is an e-commerce business. It got my attention. We didn't talk about medical advisor. At that time, we did not have so much abundant information like we have today. So how I go out to share, I have not tried the product yet. I have not made the paycheck yet. Even though I cannot share like Kim Wee or Samson shared at that time, because they already have some programs. I just joined. What can I do? I can share about what happened to me and my belief. So everyone has their own unique point. You want to take advantage. People will not buy about the contents, but they will buy from your posture, your belief, your eyes, your facial expressions. And of course, once you have been in the field for some time, you can talk about solid content about what our product is about, how to make money compared to the traditional business. So at different stage, everyone can pitch differently, but always remember, you want to pitch something that you fully believe in it, because people can tell. And I want to give all of you a fact. 10 years, wherever, doesn't matter which country I travel, I ask people this question. I said, is there anyone who joined the business? The moment when you join the business, you understand everything. So far, 0% raised their hand. So I say, so why? Why, when you don't know everything about the company, you are willing to give the credit card to your sponsor? Because of the trust, or maybe because whatever the friend is offering, it got their attention. That's it. So if you join without understand everything, think about it. Why you need to explain everything before your friend can join?
I think what happens at that point is people think it's too good to be true, or the person that's telling you, what would you call that? Verbal diarrhea, right? They want to explain everything from A to Z. Let me tell you about the company. Let me tell you about the product. Let me tell you about the ingredients, everything else. But that's not what they asked for. It's almost like that shotgun approach, right? Shotgun, when you shoot it, they're like little pellets all over the place. Instead of being laser focused, they're like a sharpshooter, right? So I think people think that people need to know everything, and that person that they're talking to needs to know all the details. All they want to know is, how can I make an extra $500 because I got an extra payment, car payment, or whatever it is to do. I need to put more groceries in my refrigerator. I think that's where the misconception or the mistakes are made, that they need to understand everything.
Well,
And
here's
that's
the
why
strategy. I think, a tip that people can take it is, everyone, I hope, you can to build this business. It's like dating. It's like having a relationship. If you go out, for those of you married or you're in a relationship, remember the first day when you try to ask your dream girl or dream boy to go out, you got to use some skills. Just because you look good, if you talk about boring stuff, it will not get their attention. So what do you need to do? You want to find out, what does Voss like? I'm going to find out. I'm going to do a little bit of research. If I were Voss, what will make him what kind of food he likes to eat, what kind of topic. So what does that mean? We need to prepare in order to get to score, in order to ask for the person to go out. So
Right.
this is the same when you talk to your prospect. It's not what do you say, it's about what do they like to hear.
Yes. Yeah.
So you do need to have some skills, but that skill is not rocket science. That skill is more of human compassion or human, I don't know, relationship. Try to build a relationship. It's not that complicated.
I think for the most part, what you're referring to is really not talk about how interesting I am. Like if I'm your prospect, right? You're not going to tell me how interesting you are to me because, well, that's boring. Well, I don't really want to know about Yvonne. I want to know what's in it for me. So asking the questions, that compassion, like you said, that's really perfect because what you're asking someone is, what's important to you in your life? What makes you work? What is it that something that you want to hear from me? So I think that's where it's at. The compassion comes in because most people are attached to, I got to get them in my business. I got to get them. I got to get them to the biggest package. I got to get them to take this trip. They may not like to travel, especially nowadays, right? The fear of it. Or they might say something like, well, they need to do this. So I might have things that I want for others rather than what is it that they're really looking for. I think that's a common mistake that's done because they want to learn and they want to explain everything. And that's where that ABC is really important, I think, where the expert really finds out, okay, what's important. Let me tell you what we have here to fulfill on your dreams and your needs and the things that you're looking for in life. Wow. It's really honing in on what's important to others. Thank you, Yvonne.
Yeah, try to always help other people. I know it sounds so easy, but that's true. When you don't concern about the end result of this case, I think before you walk into the coffee shop, before we sometimes think, well, I'm gonna get boss, will he sign up or not? I think those labeling pressure us that we will not be able to perform the best.
Sure.
But all I do, my profession, all I do the last 10 years is go out there to share with people my belief. When I hear their story, if my belief, my experience can be a resource to them, I'm going to share with them. But either they take it or not, it is their decision. So we are just in the process of keep asking or filtering, looking for the similar like it people individual. That's it. It's that simple.
So that's really good that you said that. So is there a script? Because there are different people, we're all made different, right? We're all listen differently. We all speak differently. So is there a script? Because everyone wants to know, is there a script? I need to learn this perfect script to pitch this thing so they can be on my team or I can make this much money off of them. So is there something like that?
If I give you well, here's the thing. I can give you the script, but again, everyone responds to different question because everyone has their own priority. And also remember, the script, the sentence being read out by A and B and C will not be the same. Remember, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. If you don't have the confidence in this platform, just be yourself. I have not made a lot of money yet, or I just started, but I have witnessed so many great testimonials. When you truly believe in it, people can tell. So one of the principles when you go out to meet with your prospect, I think the key is always listen first. Ask a question. Learn to have a conversation. Learn to ask questions. And control the time. I always do the meeting within an hour. So maybe, a chit chat, a warm up chit chat. Don't get into the business first. So maybe a first few minutes chit chat to see where do they live, their family, and hopefully B is there if you don't have a personal relationship with the person. And then start find out what are they looking for. What is something that they value at this point of their life before you offer the solution. So I think there are some fundamental principles that you can do. Yeah.
So the questions, and that's really important, that time is very important. Like you said, you give an hour and you don't just sit down and say, Yvonne, let me tell you about this great company I just found. You can make $1 million. You could be a double dime in the business. Instead of that, you're really chit-chatting, and that chit-chatting is really important. Like you said, it's really to find out what's missing in their life. Not like, what's wrong with their life, what's missing in the presence of something would make a difference for them.
Yeah, from the chit-chatting, it will help us to narrow down the following conversation that you are going to present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, wow. So, there's been so many good nuggets here. I hope you guys are taking notes. Now, you guys I want everyone to ask questions, because this is a very rare opportunity to ask any questions, because every question is important, because if you don't put the question up, others might not put it up, then you'd be stuck there. I wish I would have asked that question, right? So please start typing your questions. We have so much. I know there's a lot of people here. There's a lot of questions that people have. What's my next step, right? So, okay. So let's go into, okay, so you're building your business. What type of time is an individual, like there are people that come aboard that say, well, I don't have time, because time is so important. I have to take care of my family. I have to take care of my work and everything else. I only have an hour for myself. I don't even have that sometimes. So when they say something like that, what type of conversations can you have? Because this is really about committing to, depending on what's there for them, not me creating, okay, well, you got to quit your job. No, I'm not saying that. You got to put 10 hours a day, 20 hours a day. Like you said earlier, it doesn't matter what position you're at. You could be a sapphire comfortable with $1,000, $2,000 a month, or you could be a double diamond making, without income claims, to make unheard of money, like making that annual salary in a month. You could have that. So it really depends on that, because a lot of the times those are the things that get in our head. I don't have the time. Can you speak on the topic of the restrictions people put on themselves? They don't want to join because I don't have time.
Yeah. Well, before I answer that question, I would like to cover a list of overcome objections. I know we won't have time to cover today, but for those of you who really want to be a pro and earn like a pro, you want to make sure you practice, because with my team, I used to have a workshop with a Chinese group. If you list all the objections from your friend, like what you mentioned earlier, I don't have time. I don't have a friends. I think the product is too expensive. It is a pyramid. I don't have time. So you can list all the questions. The good news is the questions will not be over 20. They'll be under 20 questions. That means if you just practice how to address these 20 questions, you're done. You will be a pro. So for those of you who have been here for 2 months or 3 months, you want to take this as a business, doesn't matter part-time or full-time, I will encourage you, you need to get this 20 question listed and practice to get the answer. It's not too hard, too difficult. So go back to Voss question, when friends say, I don't have time. So again, it's very simple. I said, wow, I appreciate that. When I first joined the business, I thought I don't have time either, because I have 2 young children that time. I was working on my insurance practice, and I even, a partner to a flower shop. That time, I thought I don't have time either. But I come to think about it, at this moment, if I want to struggle to have 2 or 3 jobs at the same time and still not to have time, is this the type of life I want to have? So let me ask you, Voss, is this let's put aside, can you do the business or not? Let me ask you, Voss, if you have an opportunities to rewrite your daily routine again, to write about your lifestyle again, would you like to have this lifestyle a year from now on? Or you ready to have more time, more money at the bank, and more friends to travel with?
Well, of course, I want to be able to have more money in the bank and travel, and to have that life I really deserve and want for myself.
Okay, so would you agree? That's wonderful, Voss. Would you agree that without the change, our life would not be changed? So they got to be something that we need to put in, so that a year from now, when I ask you, do you enjoy life? You say, absolutely. Is that fair to you?
Oh, it is because I'm looking into the future, what I want. And if I can have that, of course, I'll rewrite what I need to do. Of course, I'll take different steps.
Yeah, great. And Voss, for this business, one thing I love about the business is flexibilities. So you can do this, you can put in a few hours a week, you can put in 20 hours a week. And of course, there are people want to go faster to have a quicker success. They put in more hours. So how many hours do you think that you want to do in order to see the difference? And of course, there's no right answer or wrong answer. I just want you to find a comfortable number that you can deliver and you will see the results.
Well, in the beginning, I think I could commit to about 1 to 2 hours a day just to learn and understand what this is. And is that enough time for me to get what I really want, the time freedom and a lot of money in the bank? So
Well,
I'm not sure.
well, here's the thing, boss. 2 hours a day times 7 is 14 hours a
14.
day, a week. You
Hmm.
know, it is a good start.
Hmm.
Of course, if you want to compare to someone, for examples, I put in 40 hours a week. I think it makes sense for me to make more money than you on this business, but it is okay. You know, I think we want to start to get our foot in and make sure we like it. And I guarantee you, when you like it, when you see the power of leveraging, without me asking you, you want to put in more hours. So I think 2 hours a day, you know, is a good start to start the business.
Hmm. Okay, well, I think that's doable for me, Yvonne, because I could manage around 2 hours. Now, are there any requirements of me to do more? I know you said you work 40 hours a week, and I have a job that I have to work 40 hours a week, and I have to be there. Do I have restrictions? Do I have to do extra work? Do I have to do, homework or anything like that?
No, boss, in here is you are your own boss. So you
Mm,
decide the pace. If you like it, you continue to do more. If you don't like it, just be a consumer. You got nothing
mm,
to lose. So
mm,
as we work together, boss, I'm gonna guide you. But at this moment, it's very important because in our business, you want to make sure you are first in to get the best positions.
mm.
So I will encourage you, you know, right now you've got two choices. One is if you want to be a business builder to leverage the business profit, or you want to be a consumer. So which package you think you want to go for?
Well, you know, I really haven't thought about, am I, because before all I know is going to work 40 hours a week, right? I didn't know that I could have my own time and so forth. So my mind is always about, I have to do this. I have to be told, I do what I was told to do. So yes, I would like to be a business builder. I want to build my own business and have my own time. That's important to me. And obviously I want to try the products as well.
Great. So you know what, boss? I'm gonna tell you that I that's the when I joined the business, I want to build this as a business as well in order to receive the profit and leverage the global sales volume. So I choose the business package as well. So you know, in just a few minutes, I can use a cell phone. I will show you how to go through the process. So immediately in a few minutes, you will have your own global e-commerce platform website.
Mhm.
Let me guide you.
Okay, so are we doing this right now? Is that what you're saying, Yvonne?
Do you want to start to have a better life right away?
Well, yeah, that's kind of a silly question. I don't know why I even asked that, right?
Don't worry,
Of,
boss. Just trust me. I'm going to guide you step by step. I will not ask you to do something that I won't do it for myself.
ah,
And, you know, boss, we have been friends for so long. So I want
yes,
the best for my friends.
yeah.
And to me, I see this business opportunity is something once a lifetime chance. So I want to invite all my best friends to do this together.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Yvonne, because I think you have more belief in me than myself, and I'm gonna trust you because of what you just said, and I will. Now you're gonna show me what I need to do, right? Because I'm not
Yeah.
on my own.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just listen to mama. Mama will
Yeah.
guide you.
Got it. Okay. Well, I want the lifestyle that you live, to be able to go and travel all over, because you're always on social media. You're here, there, you're on stages on the world. Yeah, I do want that. Maybe I don't want that. Maybe I just want to be happy with my life, and not worry about how am I going to pay these bills? What am I going to do? How am I going to put the kids through college? Maybe that's something I want to do. So I guess, what I'm concerned about is the time. You already covered that. You said all I need to do is 2 hours a week to start building. And then you said, for me, yes, I do want to build my business. I do want to have the freedom that I want for myself. So that makes sense. So I'm putting my trust in you, and because we've been friends. So yeah, so let's start. Here's my credit
Yeah.
card number.
Yeah. I think boss from these examples,
Mhm,
in fact, we don't really focus on the time.
mhm,
I think what I'm doing is I try to put your worry away. You know,
mhm,
there's a saying, you know, when you talk to your friend, doesn't matter downline, you know, team member or prospect.
mhm,
Sometimes they have some question or they have the doubt, but they don't speak up.
mhm,
And the typical, you know, doubt is, can I do it? You know, I don't understand. It's too much information, overwhelming.
mhm, mhm.
So I think when we at the meeting, our main role is to take the lead.
Yes.
You know, that's why, you know, there's no way you understand everything, but boss, I want the best for you. I want the best for my friends. So you try to place that trust and peace of mind in your friends. That's what they are looking for. That's what
Mhm.
I'm looking for when I join.
Sure.
So do not try to be the best presenter. Just now when I talk to you, boss, I'm not a
Mhm.
great presenter. I don't view myself as a business professionals. I
Mhm.
just view myself as a friend. I want my friend to have the best.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I think it's that simple. So I hope for those of you who are watching the interaction between me and Voss, you kind of get it. Oh, it's about the peace of mind. It's about the leading that you try to do instead of try to argue or try to present the best picture. No.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's it. What you normally do with your friend, you
Yeah.
would do it apply to this business. It's that simple.
So what I'm hearing is I don't need to be perfect in having a conversation. I'm just
Who
a
is
normal
perfect? Who is perfect on this
True,
earth?
true, true. So true. So we have some questions, Yvonne, I want to take. Now, let's see here. One of the questions, Elaine from Texas. Wow. She said, um, so you mentioned that you should share and filter. What does it mean by filter, Yvonne?
Good
It's a really
question.
good question.
Hmm. I think when I talk about filter is we basically what we do every day. Remember earlier I say our first step is we need to give ourselves permission to get involved. So once you start ready to take on this project, you need to make agreement with yourself. So
Mhm.
make agreement will be maybe 3 hours a day or 5 hours a day or 10 hours a day. I want to do 2 meetings a day. I want to make 10 phone calls a day. So once you have that agreement, all we need to do is get to work. So what we are doing in the process of making the phone call, making the meetings, or talking to people, we are looking for similar minded individuals, or
Mhm.
we are looking for people who want more.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter. They want to be the consumer. They want to be more healthy and enhance their wellness. They don't care about making money. That's okay. They want to make a change. Or there may be some people who are like us. They want to make extra money, or there are people who want to grow. They want to just increase their own worldview. It doesn't matter. So we are
Mhm.
looking for people who want more in life.
Mhm.
So would all the people join us? No. Until today, my best girlfriend, my brother, they don't join me. That is okay. What we do is we are in the process of choosing people. We do the best we can. We present with our passion, with our belief. Some people will say yes, great, take on with us. We become a great team. Some people will say no, it's okay. Too bad for them. It's
Mm.
okay. Good
Mm.
luck.
Mm. Yeah.
Continue. So this is all we do is we keep filtering people.
Mhm.
Filter is funnel is a very big open on the top and small at the bottoms.
Mhm.
So we go out there to talk to a lot of people, seeing a lot of people. Will all the people join you? No. Will all the people join you become a superstar? No. So the funnel is small, but it is okay. We just need a few good people
Mhm.
on our
Mhm.
team. So
Mhm.
that's what I meant about filtering.
Wow, perfect. And that's great because my best friend is not in the business and she's a skincare specialist. So am I going to be stopped? No, I'm not going to be stopped. My family's not in the business. That's okay. I'm not stopped by it.
I hope
I
your
think
skin is better than your friend.
yeah, I think so too. Thank you so much. And yeah, so it's really if we attach ourselves to those meanings, right? Meaning that, well, I can't believe my best friend says no, she's a skincare expert. I don't think this is good then. I don't want to do this. Who's losing here? Right? Am I losing? Yes, I'm losing living up to what I want. I want to be able to do what I want to do. So I think it's really important that you mentioned that. Another question. This is Maria, our super leader in Canada, said, what is right question? Could you give an example? Why is, let's see here. When is the wrong question that may ruin the chat? So I think what Maria wants to know is, what can you say to someone, your prospect, that may ruin that conversation, that they may not want to get involved? And is there a right question and a wrong question to ask?
Well, I think when we ask questions
Mhm.
is to help us to get to know the person better. So you want to hold on to that principle.
Mm.
But remember, when we do the meetings, make sure you don't put judgment on
Mm.
people. So for
Mm.
example, if Voss is a working professional 9 to 5, you know, a good way of asking question is, Voss, do you see yourself doing this job forever? You know,
Yeah.
Something
Well,
like that. As a boss, do you think right now with what's going on? Do you think there may be a possibility? Knock on wood. I hope it never happened. But do you think that it may be a slight possibility that your company might, you know, down, downstream the business or lay off some people? So that is a good question. A good question is make people to think they need to do something. That is a good question, but without labeling people.
mhm,
A
mhm.
bad question or a bad statement at the meeting is, wow, Vals, you do know you're building other people's dreams. You have no future for tomorrow if you continue to do that.
Mhm,
Boss, you need to have ambition. You need to do more. You want to provide better for your family. So
yeah.
you don't want to condemn other people or label other people. So I hope that address your
That's.
questions.
I think that's perfect, Yvonne, because what I hear is when you're when you're asking questions with an open-ended question, right? So you're asking something that I have to think. Well, Yvonne said this. Well, let me see. Where is the state of the economy where it's at today? The global pandemic. Is my job going to still be there? Is the company I work for that I've been working for 20 years, is that going to be there? Who's going to take care of me? Not that's not there. Rather than if you say how bad my company is, right? I've been here 20 years. What do you mean my bad company's bad? They might not be paying me a lot. They might be asking me to do more work than ever before. But at that point, what we do is we put up that wall, right, Yvonne? We put up a wall. Don't tell me how bad my company is. It's been providing for me all these years. That's perfect because a lot of people go to my company's better than yours, even in this arena, right? Oh, yeah, there's another company out there that's better than yours. Or my company's, we have the best product. We pay the most amount of money. That may be true, but at the point, to make that point is really you have to really put them at ease. I'm not attacking who you are.
Yeah,
The judgment, right?
yeah.
That's what we do. We judge your job is not worth anything. This is better. You should join us. Then people are going to run away. They're not going to want to talk to you
We don't
anymore.
try we don't try to win a argument contest. We
Mm,
try to find business partner. We
yeah.
try to make people feel they can trust us. So always remember, another secret is when people decide they want to join us or not,
Mhm.
you know what's in their mind is, do they want to hang out with you? If
Yes.
we are annoying, I can't imagine to work with people like you. So you got
Hmm.
to make sure they like you. That is
Hmm.
the fundamental principle at the meeting.
Hmm.
Of course you need to like the person, but if assuming both normal human beings, if you don't make yourself likable,
Hmm.
why they should join you?
Hmm.
I think that's
Hmm.
human psychology. You want to make sure they like you. I'm not
Hmm.
saying you have to bend down or change yourself. Just be yourself, but at
Yeah.
least the same frequency would attract the same frequency individuals. Yeah.
I think what I hear from that answer that you gave, Yvonne, is that I'm not the most interesting person. I want to know about you because I think people they're standoffish when they hear all these good things about themselves, right? About if I'm sharing Jeunesse with you, I'm talking about how good I am, how I'm doing. People don't want to hang out with me. It's boring for them because there's nothing in it for them. So it's really brilliant. So let's take another question. Let's say, this is Julie. Hi, Julie. Haven't seen you in a long time. Is it possible to promise my invite to have good life before he or she decides to join? Okay. How can we guarantee that? What is the best secret for that? I mean, the life-changing part. So what
Say
Julie's
it again.
asking
Phrase
is,
it for me again.
yeah. So what she's asking is it possible to promise? Am I going to promise you things, Yvonne? If you're my prospect, Yvonne, this is what I'm going to promise you. You're going to live in the biggest house. You're going to be able to travel all over the world. You guarantee we're going to make this much money. I think
Yeah.
that's what she's alluding to
Yeah.
about promising. What's guarantees and is there best what is the best secret for that and mean by changing life? Okay, yeah. So she wants to know, what do I say like that? Is it something smart to do when I
Well, I
share
tell
this?
you, the truth is, even you promise, people
Mhm.
will not join either, because we are being sold every day. All the advertisements, every single day. So instead of promise people to act like a salesperson, I think you can use your personal experience to share. Boss, I just got to tell you, the last 10 years, I just enjoy my life so much. You know, not only don't talk about the money first, but I feel I grow so much. I get to know so many friends. My worldview, you know, my mind, my perspective has been reshaped. I find I become a better person. So Voss, this platform is amazing.
Mhm.
So I share my personal experience with you. That
Mhm.
means I'm implying if you're in the same field, you're going to get the same deal, same experience as I experience.
Mm.
I think sometimes when you try too hard to promise, we make ourselves as a salesperson.
Yep.
And again, how there's no way we can promise. If Voss, how can I promise you will make money if you don't work, if you don't change, if you
Mhm.
don't learn? I think it's very unreasonable to promise. But I think you definitely can share with what you see and what you experience to guide the individual. So again, don't make it as a black and white one way. I like the open end because people perceive things differently. So
Oh yeah, I mean that's really a good
it's my
answer.
response. Mhm.
Yeah, that's really a good answer because we don't know how they work. Because I know how you work. You don't work 40 hours. You put more time into this than that. So it depends on the time that they put in. So if you promise them, they really don't know. They think
Yeah,
they glorify you because they see you on the world stages. Only if they knew what it took, the
yeah,
work in the trenches, the hours that you put in to get to where you are today. And that's a journey in itself. And it's perfect that you mentioned about who you have become in the process. Right? It's not just about money, is it, Yvonne? it, it's more than that. It's
yeah,
beyond like who you become in that process.
yeah. And I again depend on who asked this question. If for example, if I talk to Voss, I know Voss love to make money. He's from another professional, you know, like let's say you are a salesperson. You
Mm-hmm,
sells law book, for example. So I know Voss is very money driven.
mm-hmm,
So instead of just saying, you know, Voss, you know, I promise you, you make a lot of money here. No, but I will put condition into it because again, you want to say something that get their attention.
mm-hmm,
So I say, Voss, I see you work so hard, being your current position for so many years. You know, with this position, you be able to position yourself around the world. It just open your arena, just open the opportunity. I gotta tell you, you know, Voss, I cannot promise you will be successful here, but I promise with the same work ethic, the same attitude you put in for your old job, you are gonna get a lot of more because in here is a global e-commerce, you can leverage more. So in this way, I don't promise a single formula. I promise with condition, and I make our life platform stand out.
mm-hmm.
So I don't know
That's
if you get it or not.
I,
It's not that promise is bad. You just need to use promise carefully and strategically.
mhm. Yeah. So it is very clear, Yvonne. What I'm hearing is that yes, you could attain what you want while you put the work into it. So that goes in hand to what you can have, right? If you don't
Yeah,
put the work in and you do this, there's no achieving what you want. It's pretty simple. So promise to put the time and effort into it. Follow the steps because you've been there, Yvonne, right? You've been there. Or if you're new to the business, you follow people who are successful like you, Yvonne. Say, listen, Yvonne, you know, she has gone from here to here because she put the work in rather than no work and no
yeah,
achievement, right?
yeah.
So
I know.
that's really brilliant.
Yeah, I think I want to add on to it. I think now with the internet, information is so transparent. I think
Mhm,
most people are very reasonable. They are
mhm,
very smart.
mhm,
They can tell whatever you present makes sense or not.
mhm.
It's very important. Whatever we present, make sure it makes sense. That's simple.
Yeah. So what I hear in that is don't make any claims, false claims, just to get them in the
There's no
business.
need. Yeah. Mhm.
It's in a backfire, and we don't need to do that.
Yeah, whatever we have in our hand, the company, the product, the community, the people, it's good enough already.
Yes. Yeah.
The
Perfect.
last ingredient is ourself,
Mhm.
the
Great.
energy coming from ourself. Yeah.
Yeah, the energy, right? We talked about it at Expo. The energy, the way we are, how we speak to them. So perfect. Okay. Okay, we have another question. Siu Lin, she's actually asking, let's see here. What can I do if I feel that I have botched my chat meeting? Um, I'm so guilty that the verbal diarrhea syndrome. So saying the wrong thing, what she's saying is right. That is there is it what do I do? How do I recover from that?
Well, you know what? First of all, we are not perfect. We are not pro since from day one. I screw up so many meetings. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Don't worry. Don't feel bad about it. The key is what to do from this point forward.
That's so true. So you can't say anything. So what you're saying is you can't say anything wrong to the right person. And for the right person, you can't say anything right. So people think I have to have this perfect saying. So for example, with me,
magic word.
Yeah, yeah. So for example, with me, when my sponsor, Patrick, who told me about the business, all he said was, there's a way to make money online. Okay, I'm in. Show me how. So he couldn't say anything bad. Then at that point, I didn't think, well, I don't know anything about the internet. I didn't know about this. I didn't know about that. And when I sat in that event where Samson was talking about the product, I knew nothing about the product. And I saw that there was a product that can make a difference in other people. Maybe I wasn't the one that wanted to look younger or pretty, but I knew that there were other people who were willing to. So all I did was I saw that as a potential possibility for the future of what can be. I mean, who do we know who wants to feel good and look good? Almost everyone, right? So brilliant. Thank you so much. So can't say the wrong thing to the right person. Okay. So now with let's see. Now with there's another one, Hillary. Hi, Hillary. Now with Malaysia in lockdown, many new members feel that they have hard to meet people and they find it hard to use Zoom to share the business. Is there any tips on how can we overcome this? Very good question, Hillary.
Hi, Hillary. I think number one, it's not hard. It's just not used to it. I think members need to get used to this new norm. I never heard people, about, oh, I need to get used to it. When we in USA, I don't know. I know we have an international team here watching the Zoom. In USA, we got our weekly check every Tuesday wired into our bank. I never heard people say, "Well, this is new to me." The money, the paycheck, weekly commission is wired or is new to me. Right now, the money is deposited into our pay card, our e-card. See, people choose what they like in order to make adjustments. I never heard anyone complaining about paycheck, weekly paycheck, the method that Genius pay us. So, I hope you see where I'm coming from. It's not about not used to, you can see people. It applies to everyone. It applies to insurance people, real estate people. This is new norm. In fact, this is a perfect timing for us to promote this business. Where in the world we can, through this technology, we can do ABC meeting, we can do team meeting, company can do lead meeting or expo meeting through internet.
Yes,
the comfort of our own perception.
Yeah, so that's really good answer, because a lot of people get hung up on, I have to learn something new, or I can't do this. How am I going to be there? This is like the easiest, well, not easy, but the simplest way to build this business, because you can reach to the ends of the earth because of Zoom. I think this is actually, with me, this has actually elevated my business. I'm having more people, having them call me, hey, I want to know what you're up to. Because they see, okay, well, this is a new norm. And if we have thoughts in our mind, well, how can I do this? I don't know how to do them. I don't know how to do this. It's going to be that disempowering conversation we're having with ourselves. I'm not talking about you, Hillary, but I know you asked that question because people are asking, how does it work? Yeah. So that really, that's great. Let
me add to it. Since Hillary mentioned about the lockdown, I think, what about, I heard from Malaysia team, we go back to MCO second time. What do you mean second time? Boss, we have been locked down for a year already in USA. Huh?
Yes. Yeah.
So you know what? The point when Boss was sharing, there's just an idea coming to my mind. I tell you, all my friends watching this Zoom, I feel we are so blessed. I didn't know 10 years ago the decision I made to join this business. And then along the way, the decision I choose to pick up the call or go see the meeting, the decision I decide to continue to fight even though I'm down, all those little things compared to what I get today is nothing. Listen, where in the world that I know 10 years ago that we will have a pandemic? Okay, and then we are in the wellness business. Our product is in a high demand.
Mhm. Mhm.
So how blessed we are. I can imagine if I were still in insurance, financial, business,
Mhm.
how bad my business will go down. So
Sure.
now through this business, not only I can try the product, I can promote the product that is useful to people, with the e-commerce platform, you know, amazing. I just feel we are so blessed. So again, when you view everything from a different angle,
Mhm.
I only wish I work harder when I first joined the business. This is such a huge platform
Mhm.
that is I don't know, as a time proof.
Mhm.
We promote whatever we are promoting, the product or the business platform. 10 years ago, people need it. Today, people want more.
Yes.
And then people will continue to want more.
Mhm. Mhm.
People want to work from home. People want to make some extra dollars. People still need our products. Where in the world you can find a business platform that is a time proof?
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
just hope that, I want to share that with you. I feel so blessed. I hope you
Yes.
feel the same.
I totally do, Yvonne, because I think this is a blessing for us to be able to connect with people around the world. I mean, how often can we do this if we don't go to an event, live event, right? So I want to allude to what you were saying about that mindset. It's really, there's that cliche saying, right? Is the glass half empty or half full? Or you see it overflowing? That's the
Mhm.
difference, right? So I think it's really about what is it that what's in our mind? What's that disempowering context? What's that belief that we have in the company, the technology, most importantly, what we could do to help others. I think
Yeah.
if we come from that mindset, it's really about helping others. As as many people say, if we help enough people get what they want, you'll eventually get what you want. So the attachment is not to what's in it for me,
Yeah.
what's in it for the people who are dealing with life the way the life is landing for them. So perfect. Okay, we have another question. Stephanie says, she's new in the business, and I'm sure many people asked about the question of her exact question. I'm sure you have been asked this question before. Can you please explain what is MLM, and how can I explain that others to others that Janessa is not an MLM? Well, go ahead, Yvonne. You're an expert at this one.
Again, go back to the overcome objection. This is one of those 20 questions people will ask. So make sure you write your answer. And there are different ways of answering it.
Mhm.
When people say, is this an MLM business? One way of responding is you are always 50, you are 50% correct.
Mhm.
The reason I say is Northwest GNS Global is based on their compensation belongs to network marketing. That means this is the best compensation plan. There's no middleman there. The company delivered the product to the consumers, to the members, to offer the most leverage, resources to the members. So member can get the best price, and then if they like to share, they can also build the business. So that is what I refer to the correct part that belongs to network marketing model. But on the other 50%, that's not correct because we have been evolving. This industry has been evolving. In the past, when we talk about network marketing, the reason people don't like it because in the old days, people have quota. They have to stock up a lot of products, and they just have to chase people. So they have a bad impression about network marketing. But today, we remove all those bad things away from our
Yes.
compensation plans. So here, everyone can work based on their schedule. There's no quota, there's no pressure. The only pressure is you give yourself. The only
Mhm.
quota is you name the quota. So if you are the consumer, you don't need to force yourself to order. You only order when you like the product.
Mhm.
And talk about stock up. We only short of product because we love the product so much that we want more. So we never order so much product, stay and make it expire.
Mhm.
So this
Yes.
is one way I will respond. So
Mhm.
again, everyone is different. I will encourage whoever asks the questions, try to get different answers from different leader, and then you try to package and make it into your own words.
Mhm.
So I hope that
So
address your questions. Mhm.
yeah, I think that's a really good answer, Yvonne. And I think another thing is the experience that others have. So we're so attached to listening to people. Like it may be a loved one, it may be your spouse, it may be someone who is near and dear to you. They may have had a bad experience with network marketing in the past because they have a garage full of stuff. And if we really look at it, what am I listening to or from that person? Have they
Yeah.
been successful in the industry? did they make money, or do they have a global, organization around the world? Even that, people get attached to the meanings that others have meant, others have experienced. So it's really about others' experience. So are you going to attach to someone else who didn't make money in the industry? Because I can tell you that this industry has brought so much success to so many people around the world that it does work. So even if you Google, like I said, there's so many things that people put out there, negative information. So
Yeah.
don't get attached to Googling it. Don't go attached to Wikipedia, because those are people can edit and they could add their information. So if you ask the person who's writing it, you have to find out, have you done this business before? So you have to ask the right person, right? So
Yeah.
if I was concerned, if I was concerned, I'd say, hey, Yvonne, does this really work? Well, I don't know. Is it going to work? It depends on the time and effort you put into it, right? So it's really brilliant question,
And this is
brilliant
my
answer.
true story. I never, prior to Genius Global, I never worked in network marketing before. So after I joined, I heard this is a network marketing company, and I really don't care as long as it makes sense to me. If there is a business that's legal, that's legit, the company will cut down the middleman to pass the profit to the member, so the member can leverage the maximum compensation by sharing it. It makes sense. I don't care if this is called network marketing or this is called Mickey Mouse industry. I really don't care. I care what is beneficial to me. What would be beneficial to the people that I share. Talk about the job industry. How many people really suffer 9-to-5 job?
Wow.
Those industry are well known, but it doesn't mean it makes sense. So anyway, that's just my personal style. I'm a very direct person, so I would just respond. I will add that to it at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing I ask is, what do you know about network marketing? Because sometimes they already have a notion, okay, well, I don't like network marketing, whatever it is, right? So I ask them, what is that you know? So when you ask that question, you could really understand, okay, where have they been disempowered? What is that they heard that's bad? So I could really answer those questions. If I don't know, you know what? I'm not sure. I'm new in the business, but let me find out and get back to you. So it's really important that you do that you follow up with this person, right?
Yeah.
We have time for one more question. Okay. What do you say to someone to open up their mind at the right at the start when they resent the network marketing industry? I think we already talked about this, right? We see the value, they don't see it yet. So I think it reverts back to the question that was asked before, to open up the conversation about network marketing, what value there are. So let's see here. Yeah. So I'm going to open up the mind. Okay. So what I'm getting is, how do I open up someone's mind about network marketing, the possibilities available to them?
Well, first of all, I will not keep mentioning about network marketing unless they open the conversation. To me, it's the e-commerce, because when you talk about network marketing, you label and then you really don't get the maximum out of it. In fact, I tell you, before I heard about, once you are in network marketing, you never leave this industry again. Now I get it, because it is fun. It makes sense. So I want to point it out there. I think for our business, I hate to label network marketing, because we are bigger than network marketing. We are global e-commerce, and it's so much into it. So I had to label ourselves that network marketing. But I tell you, my friends who are watching the show today, I think with this business, where in the world that you can find a business that makes sense, that when you make the phone call, when you make the case, when you enroll someone, that means you just help someone to start a new chapters. You bring the hope to other people. So the time is flexible, the entry point is low, and you can go as fast as you want it to be. You can go as big as you want it to be. There's an autonomy in it. And not to mention about along the way, there's a great team leader will guide you. And not to talk about the company, the rating, the track history. So really, this business is bigger than you can imagine. But everyone can really change their life from this platform if you choose, again, to give your permission to yourself, to make agreement with yourself and stick to the plan and continue to refine to it. That's it. It's that simple. So this business, I cannot imagine. I used this example before. When I used to, in 30 years ago, when I was in college, there's a career center. I don't know if you still remember. Now you got to write down, you got to type your resume, you got to write down your idea job. I tell you, even you write down an idea job, it will be still far behind what I experienced with GNS Global. Time has changed. The things that I have experienced, the learning, I got to talk about money. Money is great. It's amazing. So everything, the combo is, we are so blessed. So we're in the world that you put in the effort. Everything you do, you put in the effort. A housewife put in the effort, clean the house or take care of the family. A 9-to-5 working employee put in the effort. Doesn't matter where you are, you put in the effort anyway. So why not put in the effort that they will give you the maximum over your effort?
Mm.
It's a great deal from the investment concept. It is a super great deal. And I just wish everyone can really see or experience what I see, what I experience. And from this point forward, to really go through the steps and go to work. So that success will come when you are least expected. Give yourself a year or two.
And what happens is in that year or two, you see the possibilities taking place. Then it becomes, this is what I really want to do in life, right? Because of the transformation that takes place, who we become in that process, and the money that comes our way. So it's really different. So we have come to a conclusion. Wow, that was a fast 1 hour session we had. Yvonne, it's been my pleasure to be with you.
My pleasure.
And in closing, what I like to mention before I want to give the last word for you to say is, I truly believe, Yvonne, this is the greatest story that's ever been told in this industry. And I truly believe that. So thank you. Yvonne, what are your departing words for you?
Well, I just think that I just hope everyone truly give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to move ahead. But you got to move ahead with a plan. And then in the process of doing it, I guarantee, I promise, you are going to fall in love with this business.
Thank you so much, Yvonne. Thank you so much for all of you guys for being here. I know some of you guys are new in the business. So please get back to the person who invited you or your leader and put together that agreement for yourself, not just for yourself, but your future, the commitment for what you want for your future. Thank you. And we'll see you guys again, and be safe. Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you, boss. Thank you, everyone.
Take care.
If you see something for yourself, get back to the person who shared this video with you. And don't forget to subscribe to the official USGS YouTube channel to receive future videos.